And we are on. Hello and welcome to Pick 6 by Sports Unhinged, our weekly Pickems segment. 3 games, 6 picks. 3 picks against the spread, 3 on the over-under, 1 point for each correct pick me and Yujita get, and we get our points doubled for beating the expert. Yujita, last week, what happened? Coach had his worst week ever. He gave it to you on a silver platter. It was a nice kind of plate with cold cuts. You had the shrimp cocktail. You had the gabagool. All you had to do just pick it up.
Gabagool, baby. Gabagool.
Stop watching The Sopranos.
1 out of 6, Yujita. What's going on?
I'll let you take a little bit of lead for what's coming, So let's move on quickly. It was a shitty week for all.
We've been stuck in a stalemate for quite a while. Coach
Not
had a
this
2 out of
week.
6. I listened to Coach, and my mama always tell me, listen to your elders. Thursday night podcast, he talked about Tennessee beating KC, and I was like, you know what? I'm there. And you made a little wise guy crack about converting and all of that kind of stuff. That worked out. I came away with 4 points.
I don't know what you mean.
You came away with 2 points. The overall score now is 35-31. So I extend my lead by 2 points. Okay, enough gloating. Let's get on to this week's games. Game number 1, Coach, you picked Tennessee at Indy. It's a Pickems, Indy +1 underdogs, which means it's just a Pickems. And I saw on the updated sites that they're -1 favorites now. Over under is at 50.5. And starting over here, I mean, I saw NFL.com analytics had the Colts winning 52% of the simulations that they ran. They projected a close game with 25-24. I think they're just taking into account that Wentz has had 2+ passing touchdowns in his last 4 games and 0 interceptions. I don't see it, guys. I looked at this and I thought, I'm missing something. Maybe I am. I don't know. It's a clear pick for me. It's not even close. I'm going Tennessee 41, Indy 19. I'm going for Tennessee and the over. Easy pick for me. Easy pick. Yujita, what do you have?
Yeah, but it's tough to pick against Derrick Henry, isn't it? I mean, you're right. Carson's he's looking comfortable in this Frank Reich offense, and he's playing much better. Just 1 interception the whole season. But yeah, man, I'm with you on this one. This Tennessee's looking too good at the moment, even if Derrick Henry doesn't run for 100 yards. So I like the over as well, and Tennessee recovery 28-24.
28-24.
Goodness
Coach.
gracious! As
What are we
talked
missing?
about,
What are we
talked
missing?
about on our Thursday night podcast, Derrick Henry's the guy, right? But when Kansas City put 6, 7, 8 in the box, he only ran for 87, 81 something yards. They dared Tannehill and his wide receivers that are now healthy to throw it. So they did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got to pick your poison a bit. I'm going to put a little coaching smash on you here of the wins this season where Derrick Henry is dominated in rushing. Seattle 4-3 defense. Jags 4-3 defense. Bills 4-3 defense. Chiefs 4-3 defense. Guess what Indy runs? A 4-3 defense. And so I'm telling you, it's coming. In their 2 losses, the Jets run a 3-4 and Arizona runs a 5-2-1. So I really like them having ball control. I think I agree with you. Tennessee's going to win. They're going to cover the 1 point. I like the under in this. I had a little deeper look, or I should say I did. My statistician did. We found out that Tennessee is 10th in possession because they run the ball a lot. Sorry, Tennessee's 2nd in possession. They run the ball a lot. And Indy's 10th because they're running the ball really well. So I like a nice little ball control. I like the under in this game. So Tennessee, yes, under 50.5.
Under 50.5. Awesome. All right, let's move on to the second game. The Washington football team at the Denver Broncos. Denver are -3 points favorites with the over-under at 43.5. Yujita, you start with this one. What do you have?
Yeah, look, first of all, I think I'll go with the under on this because we're looking at 2 defenses that's really struggling. But Teddy Bridgewater, ever since he's come off injury, he's not looking the greatest. He was all right before injury. He's not looking the greatest. I think Antonio Gibson can take advantage of this rush defense, which is struggling. So I think Tyler Heineke could do something in this game. So I like Washington actually in this game, 21-17, keeping it under.
Washington and the under. Okay, so it looks like we won't have a tiebreaker here because I'm going the other way. Denver are 3-0 over losing teams with a losing record this year. They're 0-4 against teams with a winning record. I have them winning. I brought the under, just like yourself. I've got a 14-6 game. Really, really low scoring. I think Washington traveling to the Mile High State will struggle there. Denver 14, Washington 6. Coach.
All right, so I don't get to do my new tiebreaker again, so I'm really disappointed in that. I like the under. My fabulous statistician gave me a stat that just blew me away.
Okay.
Denver and Washington football team are tied at red zone scoring at 50% and 50%. So what does that tell you?
Every time they go to the red zone.
Every time they get inside the 20. And then if you turn around and look at their defenses, it's 58 and 57. So they can't score. And then when someone gets on them, they pretty much do a decent job of keeping them from scoring. So I like the under in this. I agree with Mohammed. And believe it or not, I also think Denver's going to cover the 3.
Get in. All right.
Here's my comeback week.
That's your comeback week. All right. All right.
Let's go.
Now, the last game, Coach, you picked kind of surprised me a little. The LA Rams at Houston. I mean, it's a blowout waiting to happen, but the spread is quite interesting. It's a big spread, minus 14.5 to the Rams, of course, and the over-under at 47. Now, here's an interesting stat for those who like to place wagers on games, right? So teams favored to win by a touchdown or more are 26-0 this year if you bet money line on them. So if they're favored by a touchdown or more, they always almost win. Now, they don't always cover the spread, but it's a guaranteed win.
But we're not picking winners here. We're picking
picking winners. So having a look at the spread, 14.5, can the Rams build a lead that big of more than 2 touchdowns? And the answer to that question for me is yes. The Rams will win this game 36-9. So that's 45 points scored total. So I'm picking the Rams and the under, just under. Yujita.
Man, Coach, I got to say, man, that extra eye is what's holding you back from a career in nefarious villainy. Because this pick that you made us pick today, that was evil, a pure evil. All right, you came close, but
the new Bond franchise is about to start, so let's see.
He's got the lead in that. I'm gonna bite. I'm gonna go with Mohammed. I'm gonna bite because the Rams covering 5 straight favorite 7 and plus this season. All right, 75% of last week's games were all double-digit wins. I'm going the under on this, but 30-10 Rams.
30-10. So, okay. So the only thing separating us, Eugene, is the Denver and Washington game.
Yeah. But did you go over in this game? No. What'd you go at?
No, I went under.
All right. Cool.
So I'm going to disagree with your stat on the Rams. They did not cover the spread last week. It was 16.5 at Detroit, and they only won by 9.
All right. I stand corrected.
So let's be careful of that. I want to point out 2 important notes, and they're coaching notes, if I'm being honest. Houston has a top 10 sack person, and they also have a top 10 interception cornerback. Cornerback. Yeah. Again, top-notch statistician I have. Now, that means nothing against the Rams, so I'm going Rams to cover 14.5 and under 47.
So you tried to bait us, but we ended up making the right pick, or
the fish back in the water, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
two touchdowns is a lot, but I do not believe that Houston plays with the same passion, with the same coaching mantra that Detroit plays with. And I think,
Right.
there are no moral victories in the NFL, but I think if there were, Detroit probably walks away with a little bit of moral victory last week, keeping that under 10 points.
Right.
At the end of the day, Goff's still a loser, and Matthew Stafford has found his home, and Cooper Kupp is loving life.
Unbelievable. Yeah. All right. Before we wrap up, quick question, Coach, unrelated to all of this. Dallas Cowboys come back this week. Should they start Dak Prescott with his potential injury that he has?
Wow, that's interesting because my tiebreaker was Dallas against the Vikings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dallas 2.5 over under 55. Look, I think they do. I think if he's, at this point in the season, very few NFL players are 100%.
Yeah.
Right? They're normally that 85, 90, 95. When the adrenaline kicks in, they've got enough at that level to play. I think if he's anywhere near that, they play him. I think they're very, very smart in how they manage him. So, yeah, I play him. Now, that doesn't mean if it's, 28-6 coming out of half, that they don't sit him. But at the end of the day, you got Pollard and Zeke. Just hand the effing ball off and let those guys run.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They've got the top two rushing offense along with Cleveland. And I mean, they're even ahead of Tennessee, right? So, run the ball, run the ball, do a little play action. You don't get any straight 7-step dropbacks and gets him in trouble. I think the main key to his injury, their offensive line is 100% healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, good. With that thought, we wrap it up. Play along in the comments section. Subscribe and like. This has been Pick 6 by Sports Unhinged. Eyes on Washington at Denver. That's the game for this week. Thanks for making that interesting.
Game, apparently.
See you guys next week.
Have a good one.